Well, this morning, as students and staff head back to class, police are investigating a disturbing trend of threats made against schools. This is happening in several communities in the last few days.
Yeah, in just the last 24 hours, police responded to threats in Avon, Wethersfield, North Haven, New Haven, and West Haven.
That's where we find Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Marcy Jones live in West Haven. Marcy, we understand schools there went into lockdown.
That's correct. Well, just behind me, Savin Rock Community School went into lockdown yesterday afternoon after somebody called falsely claiming that there was a gun in the school and threatened a school shooting. Now, unfortunately, as you mentioned, this is not an isolated incident. Threats of violence towards schools have been popping up all across our state. They cause anxiety, disrupting education, cost money, and waste law enforcement resources. Thankfully, all threats were found to be non-credible, and police discovered some of them originating from out-of-state social media accounts. Experts say this trend puts police and school districts in a really tough position. They don't want to continually disrupt school days with lockdowns. However, it's essential that each threat is investigated thoroughly.
They must take it seriously. I mean, we have been through school tragedies, including right here in the state of Connecticut, and we know how horrible it can be.
Police and school district authorities are encouraging parents to have a very open and very honest conversation with their students about everything, including mental health and the dangers of online threats. Reporting live in West Haven, Marcy Jones, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
A man is facing charges in Bristol this morning after causing a lockdown at an elementary school after he shared alarming social media posts. Police say they were called after David Arroyo Jr. of New Britain allegedly posted his dissatisfaction with the Hubble Elementary School administration's handling of an issue. Arroyo later called the Bristol police saying there was going to be an emergency at the school. Officers later found Arroyo in the school parking lot. They placed him immediately under arrest and charged him with breach of peace.